Yo, hi everyone. So this is video now number 3 of the Mcbusted week. It was going to be only number 2, but I went on a little bit too much on my own opinions, which is the video before this one. So if you're interested in that, it should be somewhere around here at some point soon. So if you're interested in that, watch that one as well, because I go in on some songs, and I think maybe I'm a bit too harsh on the album after reading some of your guys' opinions. But hey, that's me. Is what it is. So the idea of this was I was going to ask Twitter and your guys' opinions on Mcbusted, mainly the album. There's also another thing I asked the opinion on, and it's thrown up some quite interesting results, to be fair. So some really surprised me with it. So I did a poll for each song individually, and I have done maybe too long working out exactly what songs go in what order from the polls. So I then essentially created it as one big pile. There's a way to do it, math equations and stuff, calculator that I had to use, and doing it, and it took me about 4 hours to do. So I hope you watch this video. And I hope you appreciate where each song has ended up. And there's still 2 joint songs for it as well. There's no way to separate them, which is a little frustrating, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And I've got to hope I managed to do every song and I haven't forgotten one in there. So let's get on with. So the opinions of some people on Twitter was that one of them from McFly Smile. I really enjoyed the album. Yeah, it's not as serious as McFly's stuff, like Radioactive, but it was fun. It had busted playful vibe, and while keeping to McFly's music style. I'd much prefer McFly album, sure, but that's all Mcbusted was ever meant to be, playful and fun. And you can't disagree with that, because that's all it was meant to be, and I think you do get that vibe off the album. And as I said in my video, I think the way the writing trips were probably different to any other writing trip they would normally go on, because it all happened very, very quickly. So that's that one. And Emma said this one. I just want to say that I had to make a choose between Beautiful Girls and Sensitive Guy, but I factored stuff in like that. I would pick Sensitive Guy above all songs except that one. Emma, I really hope you didn't watch the other video all the way through, or that you skipped over that bit. And if you haven't watched it, you'll see why I find a bit about Sensitive Guy, because I have my very own opinion on that. Sarah said, I always took it as a jokey album, and Sensitive Guy is the most satisfying song to sing along to. I think too deeply about songs, I think I thought too much about my video, because this is, and you'll see in the opinion, I think, yeah, I don't know, I think I thought too seriously and taking it too much to heart about Sensitive Guy. So, in your opinions, everyone's got an opinion, it's fine. And I'm not grudging against any of you. It's just I find it quite funny, and this is how people's opinions can differ all the time. Michelle said it's a really upbeat album with some real catchy numbers. Icy Red was totally underrated. Dig that, agree with that, 100% was. And it's a shame it was a bonus track. Got to love a bit of Riding on My Bike, Sensitive Guy, and Beautiful Girls Are the Loneliest. I need to start reading these, because these are the first time I've read these. So Sensitive Guy is a lot more popular than I think it is for myself. And that's why I asked Twitter. It's funny how different my opinions are to Twitter's opinions. And other things, an air guitar gets so much hate, and I don't know why. I feel so bad for air guitar. Sensitive Guy should be more hated than air guitar, but that's the way it is. Yeah, but air guitar it's an alright song, but this isn't about my opinions anymore. It's about your guys' opinions. But yeah, so air guitar people find annoying more than anything. So but there are much worse songs than air guitar. How's My Hair? I think is a consistently bad one. Some people a lot more love for 2359 as well. So how did they rank in the polls in the thing? How did they rank, and how did I work it out to do it? Well, so I'm not going to give you the exact workout. Do it, 'cause that's really boring. I haven't got an hour and a half to explain it. So let's get to how Twitter voted for each song, because that's what we're all here for, really. No one cares about my opinions of the previous one. We're all here for how you guys voted and what is the definitive, according to Twitter, rankings of each song. Well, we'll start from the bottom. So, the song that's at the bottom, let me just check I've got all the songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, got 15, so that's good. The bottom song is no surprise to anyone, and certainly not to myself, and it won't be to anyone on Twitter, I don't think. How's My Hair? Lyrically, one of the worst songs ever written. Don't need to say a lot about it. My hair is awful today, but literally, yeah. So someone will be happy that that's back in the videos. The second worst song, and this comes as a big surprise. I didn't think it would be this low down. I knew it was going to be low after the sort of the opinions I've read on it over the last few days. Air guitar. How it is that low, I don't know. I think it's very, very harsh on air guitar. Yeah, harsh on air guitar, man. Proper harsh. Number 11. I'll explain why there's only. The next one is Sensitive Guy. Yes, yes. How it's come above air guitar, I don't know, but Sensitive Guy coming at least in the bottom 3 is exactly what should be happening to it. I think I'd even put How's My Hair above that, but right, let's go on with it. Sensitive Guy is the third worst song, or but third best, however we want to spin this. Above that is In the Club. Can't argue with that. I'm surprised it's that high up. I'm surprised it's 4th from the bottom. Really, really surprised at that. Considering air guitar's below it, and I think air guitar's better than In the Club. But this is what you guys voted for. Riding on My Bike, the next one. Can't say I disagree with that. I think that's a very fair place for it. It is a bop. It's a good song. It's not the best. Certainly not the worst. Fair sort of middle of the road. And I think all of these next ones sort of really are middle of the road and in a fair sort of position. Because the next one is Getting It Out. And I think, again, it's a good song. Very middle of the road. Very fair position for it. It certainly doesn't deserve to be much lower. Maybe a little bit higher. But yeah, it's not a bad song again. Gone, again, 7th overall. I think, yeah, very, very good song. Very, very good place for it. Sorry, not very, very good song. It's, again, I think it's one of my favourite songs. Perhaps I would have put it. I personally put it a bit higher. But I think, yeah, it's sort of fair for it. It's sort of not. I can't. Yeah, my argument it would be higher, but yeah. And then, like, especially considering that the next song, so number 6 in the list is 2359. Does that deserve to be above Gone? And songs like Getting It Out as well. I think it should be maybe around the places that Riding on His Bike's on, but it's a sing along. It's a good one to sing along to, but maybe I wouldn't have put it that high. And certainly Gone, and I'm surprised as well, number 5 as well, Back in Time. Again, above Gone, it isn't great for it. I think it should be lower than that. But this is Twitter's thing. So number 5 is Back in Time. Number 4, we have a joint 4th. So we've skipped. So the reason why there's not 15 songs in the list is because we had to do a joint 4th place. So it was out of 13 songs because we had to do it. So it's a joint 4th place, and the joint 4th place is What Happened to Your Band and Hate Your Guts. I knew there wasn't going to be a lot to separate these two. Maybe thought they'd go a little bit higher, but it's also fairly fair. So yeah, What Happened to Your Band and Hate Your Guts cannot be separated. Both good songs. Can't really argue with that. They're deserving of a high position. They've got a fairly high one. In football terms, they'd have a Champions League place, so they'd be competing with the biggest. So that's fair. I'll give you that, Twitter. Number 3, I'm a little bit surprised at. But Twitter's Twitter, and I respect Twitter, all the McFly Twitter and Mcbusted Twitter and that, and I respect it also. We're going that cool. And I asked your opinions, and number 3 is Before You Knew Me. A little bit surprised that came as high up as it did, but surprise is sometimes good. obviously got my own opinions on it, but yeah, I'm surprised to see it coming that high up. So now we're into the big two, top two, and I'm going to reveal the best song overall first, and then we'll talk about second place, and then first place. The best song, according to Twitter, the best song from the Mcbusted album, according to Twitter, is... Get Over It. And I cannot argue with that too much. I knew it. I've had a feeling it would be between second place, which is Icy Red, which is a brilliant song, and I had a feeling it'd be between those two. And I think maybe sort of proved my point in a weird way, not quite, because I'm not like obviously a music manager or anything. That Get Over It should have been the lead single over air guitar. And Icy Red for a bonus track as well. And I know most of the people that voted on this would have had the deluxe edition. But you know, yeah, I think fantastic that those two are the top two. I think they're very, very deserving of that. And I think Get Over It sort of does slightly pip Icy Red, so I think that's very fair, and I think overall it's quite fair. There's a couple of surprises in it that I obviously don't agree with, but it's, yeah, you can't really disagree. I can't really disagree with it too much. It's good job, Twitter, we've done good here. How would you rank each song? So reply to this video on Twitter or below in the comments. How would you rank each of the songs yourself from the album from 1 to 15? You can't have a joint one. I'd be interested to know that in general as well. Maybe should have done that, but we'll do that. So we'll do that. Reply to that below. Next video is going to be the live quiz on Monday. Join us at 8 o'clock here on the YouTube channel for that. It's going to be absolutely sick. I've got them buzzing for this week. I think it's going to be one of the best weeks yet. So I'll see you on Monday at 8, hopefully. And like and subscribe and all that. Cheers. Bye-bye.